If it's anything like what happened with the poker sites, you went into your account one day, and which would be like an exchange, and you could see your money. It was still in there, but it was froze. You could not do anything with it. And the next thing that happened was the banks came along, and they sent out notices saying that they would no longer allow you to transfer money to or from the online poker sites. But here's the difference. With digital currency, it's a it's a moving thing. It changes. So if the government locked up your wallets on every exchange that you use, whether it's 1 or 20, now you're literally costing people millions and millions of dollars, if not actually billions of dollars. So now you have massive lawsuits against the government because people are losing all this money. On poker sites, your money just sits there. If you spend it in a tournament or at a table, you have less money back in what would be considered your wallet. Okay, so if you get in a tournament and it costs $100, and you had $300 before you got into it, now you have $200. And when the tournament's over, you take your winnings and it goes back into what would be considered the wallet. So it's not moving money that's increasing or decreasing. So the government is actually trading your hard-earned dollars. If they were to do this, they're saying, no, we're selling it all back to your wallet, and we're going to freeze it right there. If the market is moving up when they do that, you are literally costing investors billions of dollars. The only way that the government could legally seize everybody's account, everybody's U.S. account at every exchange, would be to shut off everybody's account. To shut off the whole damn internet. That would be the only possible way they could do this. So that's the big difference here. There was a lot of hype leading up to the poker sites being froze, and the U.S. government attempting to tax any capital gains that people were making on the sites. What they learned by freezing everybody's sites, it was impossible to do. They couldn't do it. So eventually they released the money to where you couldn't spend. The poker sites said no more, we're done with the U.S. But you could move it, but you couldn't move it anywhere. PayPal said no, the bank said no. Everywhere, it's not like you had a poker ATM where your money was stuck there. So what people, and you had a certain amount of time to get it the hell out. The only problem was there was nowhere to get it out to. So people had to trade their poker chips to people in other countries that did not make online poker illegal. The poker sites just finally got tired of playing with the U.S. government, and so instead of the U.S. government shutting it down, the poker sites said, we're shutting America down. We're done. We're done. We tried. We lost. We're done with you. Get your money out. So the only way to get your money out was to sell your poker chips, which would be like your Bitcoin, to people in foreign countries whose government said, "Fuck you, America. We're not doing what you do. This is global, and you don't create the laws in our country. You might think you do, but you don't." And so that was it. The poker sites released the money. You had to trade your chips to somebody in whatever country, and they would give you a percentage of the value of those chips. So if Bitcoin is trading at $4,000, they'd make you an offer. I'll give you $2,000 for your Bitcoin. Didn't matter what the market value was. And so that was that. That's how I got 60% of my money out. But again, this is different. This is a moving object that increases in value and decreases in value, and increases, as you obviously can see, big time over long stretches of time. So the U.S. government would actually be stealing from you. So they won't be able to do it. Not legally, but this is the U.S. government, so I don't put anything past it. What scares me about this big time is that Bitfinex has, I mean, they're talking in DC right this second about regulating the whole cryptocurrency issue, taxing the gains, and they're using the same bullshit they used for the poker sites, the same excuse. And this is how they get public support, as they say, drug dealers in South America are using Bitcoin to launder billions of dollars. So none of the American citizens can't support that. So now they're on the side of the government, and they're bullshit. They're lying. What they want is to get their money, your money, in their pockets. That's what they want. They want to tax your capital gains. So Bitfinex cut off their U.S. customer base. There's no more new accounts from U.S. customers, and from what I know, from what I hear, and this is coming through the grapevine, so don't hold me to this, but they're giving their current U.S. customers who already are set up on that exchange a certain amount of time, and I heard the time is 90 days, 3 months, to get their money out. So Bitfinex is tired of playing with the U.S. government, and that's where we have my fear in that is that all the exchanges are going to follow that path and say, sorry, U.S. customers, find somebody that cares. And which would really be, what are we, 33% of the market? I mean, they'd be saying, oh, well, to hell with 33% of our profit. And we're talking, again, billions and billions of dollars, and that's not a decision you make just sporadically, but there is a lot of talk going on right now, and I hope I answered your question, Darrell. I don't know, Jeff Berwick, who's like my all-time hero, he says the answer is easy, is move out of the United States of America, and it's easy for Jeff, but it's not that easy for everyone. Jeff lives in Acapulco, and I'm going to go down and have a beer with him as soon as I take care of some stuff, and we're going to hang out and play some pool or something. I don't know, drink some beer. skip some school and act real cool, stay out all night. And Darrell, it's a screwed up issue. I just hope at some point they drop it and don't try to hustle the public anymore. So the answer here is for the mainstream media to cover this issue with the truth about what's going on. And the truth is, the U.S. government sees a lot of people making a whole lot of money, and they want a piece of the action. What they don't consider is that these are waitresses, you know, and barmaids, and you know, people that bust their ass and worked overtime and saved $100 and decided to take a risk and do this, and they won. They could have lost. The market could have tanked, and they could have lost their $100, but they won. And I think personally, and I know, I mean, this is the government; they have no heart, but I think it's a big factor, and I think it should be considered. So peace, brother. Thanks for your